Welcome back to the What If series we have here on the Filmaholic channel. And today we're doing Venom. So this is part of our 90s MCU, and we are including Venom in this because we may find out at some point that Venom is part of the MCU. We don't really know right now. So in terms of this, we're including Venom MCU. And we're putting this that it came out October 1998, which, in reality, the film came out in October 2018. But in our version, we are switching it up a little bit. We're having Venom come out before Ant-Man and the Wasp, which I would have come out in November 1998, which is we'll talk about in the next video. But we are doing Venom today, and I'm gonna let you go first this time.
All right. So my director, I don't think he's done much stuff, but in the '90s he had a big movie that you don't care for. But it's Alex Proyas who did The Crow.
Okay.
No, yeah.
We got different directors.
I'm not choosing this guy. Don't worry about it. We don't have the same director. For Eddie Brock / Venom, I got Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't think, yeah. Thought he'd be a perfect choice. Big star, same age, Surprised he's not in any superhero movies. But
yeah. Well, he was talked about, in reality, he was talked about for Iron Man in the 90s. But
yeah, it happened. For Anne, I got Jennifer Aniston playing that part. I think she's going to be a bigger character in the sequel. At least I hope so. For Colton Drake / Riot, I got Liam Neeson. He's going to take on Tom Cruise. I got the homeless woman Maria. I got Rhea Perlman, who was the mom in Matilda. Throw some money in that role. I thought it was important, but you did not.
I did not cast that role. But also, I cast the security chief, and you didn't.
Oh, yeah. He'd get out of here with that. For the two doctors, Dan Lewis and Doris Girth, I've got Owen Wilson and Janine Garofalo.
Okay.
And finally, I put Cletus Cassidy in here, setting up at the very end. I got John C. Reilly.
What?
Yes. I already got the hair, dude. I'm saving on the budget.
Okay.
You couldn't see it.
I can see it, but I don't know. I have a much bigger actor.
Oh.
We're setting up for a big sequel here.
Well, I've got Tom Cruise, so there's my.
So my Venom. I can see it. I can see all this cast. I can see this director, 1998. He also, I've never really been blown away by any of his work, but I think he could do a good Venom film, and that's Robert Rodriguez.
God,
got him in there
as
a director. He's made a couple films already. I tried to find a role for Tarantino in here, but I didn't.
Only if Tarantino had the script.
I didn't have. We'll let him produce it. Maybe he'll help him write the screenplay. So he's directing the film, and for my Eddie Brock / Venom, I got Nicolas Cage coming in. I think he would be perfect for Venom in the 90s. I think he could play that Eddie Brock, who could be, even in the comics, someone who's a little bit more bad than he is in the film. But he could play it both ways. I think he would do great, and I think he would have a lot of fun with the role. For Anne, I cast Selma Hayek, who's worked with Rodriguez a lot. Give her a little bit more to do in this film than I think, especially for the sequel, she may have a bigger part. Got her in there for that. For Carlton Drake / Riot, I have Antonio Banderas, also someone who's worked with Robert Rodriguez before, coming in here playing that character, playing the villain of the film. I can see it. For Dr. Dan Lewis, who is with Anne in the film, I cast Jon Stewart, because he was actually acting in some films back in the 90s. Got his role in Big Daddy, which will come out in the next year. Smaller role in this. Bring some humor to the role. And then for Security Chief Roland Treese, I have Denny Trejo in the role.
Yeah.
And for Dr. Dora Skirth, I have Carla Gugino. Is that pronounce her name? I'm not sure how to. I can't pronounce it.
I don't know.
But she has worked with Rodriguez before as well. She was in The Mom and Spy Kids. She was in Haunting of Hill House, Gerald's Game. She's playing that doctor. And then finally for Cletus Cassidy, for that end credit scene that's going to set up the sequel, we're going to blow people's minds and shake up 1998, and that's going to be Jim Carrey as Cletus Cassidy.
Oh man, get out of here!
He gonna be like, what? Boom. Yeah.
Not put him in a comic book movie after Batman Forever.
That movie didn't happen.
Yes, it did.
Not in my reality.
It doesn't matter.
Did not happen. Didn't happen. He wasn't the Riddler in my reality. Instead, he saved it.
You, not DC, man. Can't change both sides of history.
Do it DC eventually, and then that'll be in the same reality as this. So, Jim Carrey, instead of playing the Riddler, saved, and he came into the MCU and played Cletus Cassidy. Can't wait to see him in the sequel, guys. That's our Venom. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel.